Oh yeah, free transfer, definitely the right type of signing. Ah, balls. Steam is your 1-all now. That's not good. Anyway, let's ignore that for a second. I mean, teams like Whitehawk, I've managed Whitehawk before. And I mean, I've done good things with Whitehawk. I've got a YouTube series. The second season of The Basics, I was manager of Whitehawk, and I got them promoted. I wish the game wouldn't bug and do that either. It's definitely getting players interested is the hard part, definitely. You're not wrong there. The first time I played as Hatfield, I signed a player called, I think it was Troy Wallen. Oh, I'll get a decent keeper in at least. I think it was Troy or Tony. Can't remember his exact name. It was Tony or Troy Wallen, W-A-L-L-E-N, and he became a legend as such for my first 3 seasons, I think. And then it's one of those ones you get promoted too fast, the player's ability doesn't quite keep up. And then you do end up having to get rid of them, unfortunately. But I believe he became a legend somewhere else as well. It's good when that happens. You see a lot of things. People go... like a team that they've never even heard of before. They manage as on Football Manager. And they end up with a new gen that becomes a club legend. So they go and buy a shirt of that team and have that player's name and number put on the back. I always love those stories. Oh dear. Tariq Anik, sorry, is not happy with that result. I'm not happy with that result. I have to be quite diplomatic in front of the press, but I started at level 10. You know, it's quite low. I've had 3 consecutive promotions to get to this level. 4 consecutive promotions to get to this level. Yeah, I didn't think they'd accept that one somehow. It's just a thing of the finances constantly gets worse, because I must admit, I do break the bank most leagues in order to get a team that's strong enough to get promoted. Because I always defy expectations by getting promoted, and to do that you do have to break the bank. You do have to go well over budget. And that's basically what happened. What happened here. The club's finances have been getting steadily worse and worse because of that. And if you're not careful, like if I don't get promoted into the Football League in the next, say, 5 years, I could end up staring relegation in the face. Pet snubs Hatfield. That's not good news. I imagine if I got another promotion though, I could get Pet interested. Ben Jones has rejected me as well. There's Hughes. Yeah, old has-beens is pretty much the way to go, really. I should probably start looking at that. More experienced players who are perhaps on the way down rather than the way up. Something else I could do actually is take this down. And look at that, all these players that are suddenly available. Hello, Connor. That's exactly what you do with non-league clubs. You either catch a player on the way up or you catch them on the way down. And that's when you try and sign them. I remember this McGee. I tried to bring him in before. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to get him with that. Who else? Courtney Senior, yeah, tried him before. Jacob Farley. Cheap and cheerful winger. But yeah, you catch them on the way up or you catch them on the way down. That's how you do it. And even when you catch them on the way up, it tends to be a loan signing first. Or that. Hold on to them long enough. Yeah. Minola Sanya is a good example of that. He started at Wimbledon. We loaned him from Wimbledon. They then released him at the end of his contract. And to start with, he rejected us. But I held my nerve and managed to bring him in a little bit later on in that season on a free transfer. And he's still with us now. It's that thing there. That is our problem. What's that noise? I don't know what that noise was. But I can't afford their wages. I can only afford £20 a week. Even though, you look here, we've got £425 a week remaining of our budget. So that's £275 a week there. And that's why I can't afford them. And it's really frustrating. None of them seem interested in coming in on non-contract terms. Take it you heard that noise as well. Normally it means there's an error or something, but nothing came up. I've just seen a player that I've signed before. Might have been down the bottom. Aha! Non-contract. Perfect. Now all I've got to do is convince him that £20 instead of £150 is a better deal for everyone involved. Fingers crossed. And screw him. Yeah, Yedo Mambo, I think his name is, centre back. I saw him on here just now. Where is he? Ross Flitney. God, I used to have him in goal for me as well. He used to be an awesome goalkeeper. Oh, it really upsets me. I see all these players I used to sign and they're all sort of languishing down at the bottom. He was an awesome keeper, Flitney. Andy Drury. I brought him in once to my Hatfield team as well. Yeah, there's Mambo. Let's see, how bad a centre-back actually is Yedo Mambo? Let's find out. Luke Williams, he looks familiar. I have just had another idea for getting some money in. Which I will probably do in a second, actually. In fact, let's do it now. So all these players I've got on non-contract terms. So, I mean, Ben Thornton, God knows how many times I've tried to get rid of him. Reese Lucas, I think you're on non-contract terms, so I'm going to release you on a free. Matt Miles, I'm going to release him on a free. Paul Rooney, I'm going to keep, obviously. Jordan Anderson, yeah, I'm going to keep him. Curtis Young, I'm going to release. Let's see, Kelsey Mooney, I can't really release him. However, I could try and sell him. Or loan him out, at least. Let's see if I get rid of him on like a free transfer. See if someone comes in for him. And Tom Mellors. Release. That should solve that problem. Hopefully. And we'll find out in a second, won't we? Core Middlesbrough 2-2 against Oxford. Looked like they were 2-0 up as well. Okay, they won't let Thornton go. However, if I release him that way, Lucas has gone, Miles has gone, Young's gone, Mellors has gone. Hythe have made an offer for Mooney. Yep, you can have him. Now I can offer £30 as an appearance fee. Exciting times. Are Brighton winning? It's fine, Newcastle play on Monday. We beat Villa, we go on top again. Okay, so Farley is on his way. Anyone else? This guy. How good are you? Terrible. This guy. How good are you? Terrible. Oh, yay. I mean, there's definitely a compromise needed here. Jason Jones. You're not that terrible. I think the problem with this is I'm currently replacing the mediocre with more mediocre. I wouldn't say it was an improvement. There's Sterling again. I can't really look at him right now. Somehow our wage budget has dropped, even though we've just got rid of some players. Maybe we had to pay them off. No, we don't pay them off if they're on non-contract. Not really sure what that's all about then. Cheaper mediocre. Yeah, cheaper. Definitely cheaper mediocre. I think it's the case of, at the time when I brought those players in, I was short at the back. Now I'm okay at the back. I'm now short in attacking midfield. So you're sort of swapping out all the time. Normally this part of the game is fun, but when you've got no money, it can get a little bit stressful. Yeah, Jason Jones might not be a bad one if we can convince him to take £30 a week. He wants 90, but that's not going to happen. You're not the first person to say that, Connor. It's the thing, you can get a decent game of Football Manager on a laptop, but a lot of people now want to play with the lower leagues add-on, so you do end up having to have quite a powerful PC. I'm stuck with Thornton, aren't I? No one wants to sign him. I can't get rid of him because the board won't pay the release fee, and I can't sell him because no one wants him. I literally am stuck with him. That's a nightmare, because that's wasted money right there. I can't even remember why I brought him in. I can play it on my laptop. It's not bad. It's just that the load screens can be a little bit longer. That's the only downside. Yeah. We could see, I suppose. I think he might be injured as well, which might be... but it's definitely wasted money. Trying to think what my other options are. I mean, you see here I've got long load screens and I'm playing on quite a powerful PC. So I mean, you could play a normal game of Football Manager absolutely fine, no problem, on a laptop. But if you get the lower leagues add-on, it can slow things right down. And if you do things like download extra skins or you know, players' faces or realistic kits, anything that would add to the database, it slows the game right down. because there's more assets to load. Right now it's generating matches and generating results, and it's doing that for thousands and thousands of matches, so I can see why it's slow. Right, let's have a look at Thornton. Where are you? There. Why did I bring you in? I must have brought him in as a midfielder. Yep, Connor, this is the series that goes on YouTube. It's broken down into parts. To be honest, I don't know how I'm going to split up this one, because I've got the 2 from last night, the 2 matches, but I've also spent a lot of time scouting today and not a lot of time playing matches, so I'll probably have an episode just devoted to scouting. Yeah, I need to turn professional. That's the other problem we have, is I need to turn professional in order to get the fitness levels up. But I can't turn professional because I can't afford it. Because you then have to pay everyone more. That's the kind of thing, I don't mind doing that if the money goes back into the transfer budget, but obviously if the money just gets put away, I don't know, somewhere, pays off debt or whatever, if you don't actually see where the money goes, then it's not great, obviously. I mean, 27k when your budget's only 1k, if even like 10% of that gets put back in, that's still 2.7 times your initial budget. So I mean, it would help if I had some players that were worth money that I could sell. But even now, because most of my players are only on 1-year deals and I can't offer them anything more than that, I don't even have any resale value. That's a shame, because it's not the player's fault, really. I mean, yeah, he signed the deal and agreed it, but you never really know what goes on in football politics. Like, you do hear players sometimes talk about being threatened by the board. If they don't sign the deal, then they'll get fined or they won't get picked anyway. Basically bullying them into leaving. Yeah, definitely. Bring a player in on a cheap and sell them on for a ton load of money. That's the kind of thing I do when I get into the Football League, is I can sign a player relatively cheaply and then sell him on for a good resale value. Something else that isn't replicated realistically in this game, like Jamie Vardy is a great example. You know, Jamie Vardy joined Fleetwood for peanuts, and he signed for Leicester for £1 million when Fleetwood was still in what was known as the Conference back then. But you would never see that happen on this game. You will never see a Championship team signing a non-league player for £1 million on here, because the numbers don't add up. That really, really is annoying. Oh, Reece Hands. You sound familiar. Yeah, I think I've signed him before. This is where I do some of my scouting as well, as I see what teams around me want, and in some cases I nip in ahead of them. And a good example of that is O'Hanlon. I saw that another team wanted him. I can't even remember what team it was now, but they wanted him on loan, so I took him on loan instead, and he actually turned out to be a pretty good piece of business. But I've got a pretty small squad now. I've got 2 keepers on loan, and I've got Isaac, who is my keeper, but he's out on loan. Apart from that, you know, Walker's mine, Thornton. I will start Thornton in the next match against Sudbury. I will start him just to see how good he can actually be. If he turns out to be awful, then I don't know. It certainly means I can't sell him. Right, Mooney we can't really play because we're about to get rid of him. Is there an under-23 striker that I could promote? About an under-18 striker. Just someone who can sit on the bench in case we need them. Flynn Saxby. Congratulations, you've just been promoted. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Mambo, not a good scout report. It says more about the player than does my scout. Because my scouts actually, considering how poor my team are in most areas, my scouts are actually pretty good. They tend to hit the nail on the head quite a lot. VB Pothead, or Potfeed. Is it Pothead or Potfeed? Welcome to the stream anyway. I say this a lot, but you join us at a crucial time. League-wise, we were actually in the top half. I think we've got some games in hand though. Or maybe not. No, the team below us has games in hand. But we're not far off the top. If we win again today... My cursor keeps disappearing. We can go back up to 12th. Right, Simpson, who's still out on the left hand side. I think Olasanya is back either next week or the week after. So he'll be available for us again soon. That's a good ball by Hughes to Constantinou. That's a very tidy finish as well. That's better. That puts us back in 12th. So if you actually look at the table, we are 22 points behind top. So I think if we do get promoted this season, it'll be via the playoffs. And we really need to get promoted just for the financial side of it. Never mind the actual, you know, the credit side of it. We really need that promotion. That was a really good ball by Hughes, and that's kind of what this formation was built for. That little ball over the top into the path of the striker. When it comes off like that, it looks really professional. When it doesn't come off, like it did against Slimbridge so many times, it looks amateurish. But as I say, I have still got the other tactics from before on standby for each individual game, just in case they're needed. And I'm keeping a very close eye on Thornton during this game. Ay, ay, ay. Why do my defence keep getting undone like that? I don't understand. Look, they're as deep as they can possibly be. There is no further deep option. The only thing that could perhaps cost me is... Where is it? I do have closing down on. So if I just change it to more instead of much more, maybe that will keep my defence back. That's really frustrating. It's such a poor goal to concede. We're getting undone by what we do to other teams. Look, ball over the top, Constantinou behind the defensive line. That's what they're doing as well. Oh, that's a good goal though. Thornton held on to the ball for a very long time there. But then when he did play it back, it was a good ball over the top. Into the path of Constantinou. Jumped over the challenge, crossed it into the back post. Sedjic coming in. Fair enough. But we have to hold on to this lead now. We can't concede again. Constantinou to Sedjic. Can't really say. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name. I think that was a shot. It's hard to tell really. Went wide, whatever it was. And just like that, we're pretty much at half time. In fact, there it is, the half time whistle. So Simpson's not having a great game. I might bring Meenan on for Simpson. Because it also then means we have a set piece taker. Thornton's a 6.7. It's not the worst. But it's not the worst in the team. Kerins is playing to a 6.6. But it's still not a great performance from him. If he does turn out to be quite good, then I'll at least try and offer him a reduced wage, because I think he's one of our top earners as well, which doesn't help. That's my fault though. I sort of, when we come into money, I go into a bit of a mental state and start just signing everybody. Probably shouldn't do that really. Oh, this second half is flying by. Scott for Thornton because he's been booked as well. And we'll leave it like that for now. I will continue to keep a close eye on the defence though, because they're looking tired. And we've seen how easily they can be undone. Good header there from Scott to Constantinou. 2 players running. Here's Meenan. Sedjic is so open on the far side. Look at that. Great pass as well. Oh, what a strike. What a goal. That's the counter-attack style that we're used to seeing. What a finish that was. This is from a player that the fans weren't pleased with when I signed. Look at that pass from Meenan. First touch out from under his feet. And then a left foot pile driver. Gave the keeper no chance there. Great finish. And that's full time. 3-1 win. Awesome result. That was a professional performance. Although, because of results, we stay in 13th. We have still risen, but not by much. That's a very good result. Don't think Thornton played much of a part in that, but the fact that we had a pretty good result and he was in the team makes me tempted to give him another chance at least. That is a Premier match, Haybridge away. So just be on our toes with that one as well. And another long load screen. But yes, getting rid of some of those non-contract players. Big help. Big help. Most definitely a big help. That's a good result. 3-1 win. They're in 6th as well. Well, they were probably higher than that at the time, but they're in 6th now. And that is the guy that I was trying to sign. Guy I tried to bring in on loan from Steamage for the last 2 seasons, and also tried to bring in a free transfer in the summer. And he scored against us. That's annoying. Yeah, funny enough, all these young French players that I was trying to bring in on trial have all rejected me one at a time. Ah, that was actually Thornton's debut. Okay. Did not know that. Can I give Constantinou a new contract? How much is he on at the moment? 120 a week. That's another problem, is my director of football. I wish you could tell them to not put wage rises in, because that really frustrates me as well. There we go. So that's what, £25 a week I think I've just saved, although I might have just lost that by giving him the goal bonus. Can I recall Dolby? I can. Perfect. Put him on the bench for the next game. Definitely going to praise Sedjic after that game. Played very, very well. And bye-bye Mooney. So that's some more money off the wage bill. I think I do have to be a little bit more ruthless in those situations and actually say to players, you're not good enough, I have to get rid of you. And meanwhile, hang on, Dolby comes back into the first team. How many goals did he score actually? when he was out on loan? 1. Mind you, Dinsmore didn't score that many before. Yeah, that's kind of what I do as well. I mean, okay, at the moment, I'm not doing that because I'm so limited. But normally, that is what I would do. This guy, he's the best of a bad bunch, but I can bring him on loan, and he's cover. That's what he's there for, he's cover, in case someone gets injured. But I must have a better wage available. No, it still hasn't changed. Dear me, what do I have to do to get it to change? How good are you? Yeah, I'm not giving you a big pay rise. You can forget that. I'm not made of money. Some of these people on here are so cheeky. Constantly trying to get increased wages. Take the absolute mickey, they do. No, he wants 170 quid every time he makes an appearance for us. But what am I doing? I'm not being held to ransom. I'm losing my morals here. Normally I don't let players hold me to ransom yet because I'm so desperate. I'm finding myself falling for it every time, and that's not on. I should not be doing that. That's poor. Poor, poor, poor. Olasanya should be back soon. I hope. You got a pretty decent midfielder for loan. Two to 8 days, okay. And Howl 6 to 11 days. So the crisis is very nearly over. Once Olasanya is back, Simpson will go back to left wing back because he's been a revelation in that position. He's been very, very good. Him and Anderson, actually, they were both on the way out, basically. The only reason I brought them in is because they could play in those positions, and they ended up doing really, really well. A bit of a fluke, really. Very, very lucky.